So hello guys, how are you? I hope you are doing well. So in this video, in this blog, I will share my interview experience
तो उससे मेरा क्या फायदा, मुझे क्या मिल रहा है।
and the developer intern experience. So before deep down into the later part of this video, like what were the questions asked to me. So first of all, let us know like what was the company name. This internship was paid to me or not. So basically, the company name was Orphan Technology Private Limited. That was basically the startup name at situated at local Jaipur, and it was paid to me. Okay, so I'm not revealing here. Like I checked like salary or stipend which was offered to me was basically the range of 10k to 20k. So let's get started. There were total two rounds of interview. First interview was conducted by the HR itself. So HR came into the interview, and the interview was fully virtually. So the HR first asked to me the basic detailed introduction. I gave introduction. Then second question was the basic difference between HTML, CSS, and the third question was like what the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Fourth question was like what is the meaning of SDLC. Fifth was like what is BPN, and I gave all these answer of these questions. And next she asked to me like the three puzzles. So I was able to solve these puzzles and all these questions. And she asked me basic like HR questions like how many family members in your family, what your father's occupation. So basically in this first interview of level, I passed very successfully. So in the first round of the technical interview, it was not technical interview. This interview was responsible for to like test your basic knowledge about the basic concept. So after 2 days, after 2 days later, I received a mail that you are selected for the next round. So the next round was scheduled to me with the co-founder of the company at Orphan Technology. So in the second interview, he started to ask to me basic introduction. I gave introduction to him. So he asked to open the GitHub, which I mentioned in my resume, and he told me like you have to go through the enter code, and I will ask questions to you, and you have to define a code or like explain a code which we have to mention about this technology. So the first question, the interview asked, the co-founder asked, like what the difference between shared preference and room database. If you know about shared preference or room database, so please explain me. And the second question was related to difference between activity and fragment, what the use of activity stack. Next question was related to what's the WebView in Android. Next question was key, what's the meaning of if you know about the broadcast receiver and content provider in Android. So that was basically the question. Later he asked one final question, and he told me to write the code in VS Studio itself. So what was the question? You have been given two activities. You have to make two activities where you will take input from the user will give a name or input a name. You have to define a submit button inside the bottom of the screen. When user click to the submit button after submitting the name should go to the second activity or basically second screen, and you have to show the username, and there should be a button here where user can click to the back, and he should able to come back to the activity first. So this question I will explain or I will implement in the later part of this video. So that was basically the ended question which were asked to me by the interviewer, and the verdict was I was rejected because that was my first interview experience. So I think there are many difficulties or challenges I faced, or the communication gap